I've yet to have anybody more aligned with me professionally and what I want to see exist on the podcast.
We're building an agentic workspace for marketing professional. So whether you are an advertiser, whether you're a marketing agency, we are building the platform to end-to-end.
Clutch is the Yelp of marketing agencies and advertising agencies.
And one of our clients, they previously used Cloud Code to help them manage their Google ads. And Cloud Code does not have any specific knowledge or data integration with Google Ads.
If you use Gmail or Google Maps, you have no privacy. It's already telling you.
You got to provide the best possible experience for your niche market, and really make them happy.
I force myself to this day to go to 3 events minimum per week in San Francisco.
I think, especially in the early stages, it's very important to actually talk with your client, get the trust, hear the feedback.
The easiest business ever to start is a marketing agency.
Welcome to the Funded Now What podcast with your host, Andrew Lee Miller, brought to you by GrowthExpertz. You're in store for a chat about funding, marketing, startups, and all things growth.
All right, everybody. Hello and welcome back to the Funded Now What podcast. I am extremely excited to be your host, Andrew Lee Miller, also known as Andrew Startups, because it's not every day that I get to have someone on the show who's building a product for me. And that's why I'm so excited to have Jason Hu, the founder and CEO of Nexad. Nexad raised $6 million to build an agentic digital marketing platform focused on paid ads. So the number one thing when a consultant, come into a company that saddens me is the amount of money that founders have wasted on paid ads before they decide to hire a marketing consultant. So Jason, thank you so much for being here and thank you for what you're building.
Yes, great to talk to you, Andrew.
Absolutely. Yeah. So give us a little bit better intro. I never go like super deep on the intro. I want to have the founders explain what they're working on, but tell us about Nexad and why it's unique.
Yeah, absolutely. So, hey everyone, Jason, founder and CEO of Nexad, and we're building an agentic workspace for marketing professional. So whether you are an advertiser, whether you're a marketing agency, we are building the platform to end-to-end help you automate your work. So yeah, a little bit of background on myself. I graduated from the University of Chicago in 22. Afterwards, I began working in the Silicon Valley, and this company I joined is a machine learning infrastructure company called Martian. So I was a second employee, and I grew with the company all the way to Series A, and then I left to start my own company. So yeah, the product we're building is called Soku.ai. So Nexad is the company name, Soku is the product name. And our mission is to really relieve people from the labor in the marketing work, right? I think in marketing, there are 2 aspects of work. One is to make the directions, really understand the users and, what we call like the creative directors of, how should we tell the story. And then after you have the direction, there's all the work about actually executing that. Make the creative, like do market research and manage the budgets. These are not exactly the fun stuff to be at. So our mission is to help marketing professionals to alleviate the hard, laborious work so they can focus on, getting the trust of the clients, understand the market, making the directions, while all the hard, laborious work can be automated by AI.
Love
We are
that.
back some of the best VC in the world, including Andreessen Horowitz, Point Century Ventures, Prozas, et cetera. We're headquartered in the Bay Area, to be more exact, in San Mateo. Yeah, let's go. And we're growing fast. So
Nice. Yeah, I agree. I mean, like that's the point of agents. Like they're not supposed to replace humans. They're supposed to take the most time intensive things off of our plate so that we can focus on what make us great, what make us better than AI, the human aspect. So I love that you just distinguish that. I noticed that like the first focus is really around paid user acquisition. Can you do you see a difference between marketing and advertising though? Because like paid is advertising to me, like paid user or do you do all of it?
great question. So our end vision is to cover all marketing, but we want to start with a stronger niche, and we focus on advertising agencies who operate on Google, Meta, TikTok, as well as we are one of the first platforms to support ChatGPT ads. So I think, for any products, literally marketing is so huge, right? There's insane number of ways you can reach to your clients.
Right.
I think paid is something that requires particularly large amount of laborious work right now and a lot of data integrations. So this is the niche we're going to start with. And I think this is of a particular need, right? Like because if you're doing SEO, for example, you can fairly easily generate your articles with ChatGPT, but paid require much more like data integration with Google, Meta, TikTok. You need to understand that market, which requires a lot of data, like you know understand your competitors' creatives, also generating content, all these things. The current generic AI toolings like Claude Code, or like ChatGPT, they're not built for this, right? Like let me give you a very simple example. One of our clients, they previously used Claude Code to help them manage their Google ads. And Cloud Code does not have any specific knowledge or data integration with Google Ads. So after they integrate the generic Google NCP, the Cloud Code just send out random requests at a very high frequency that get their account banned. This is not very uncommon. So we are building the full platform with all the guardrails you can think of that can achieve much better performance in the cases we are working on. Right. So I think marketing is huge. I mean, technically, we can vibe code a bunch of features and just provide our clients with everything they need. But we found that in the beginning, you got to be focused. You got to provide the best possible experience for your niche market and really, really make them happy. So right now we're focused on marketing
Yeah.
agency with unpaid. Yeah.
And if you try to do everything, it's like too daunting to the user in the beginning. Like, where do I start? And so I think that's right. Who is the customer? Are you building this for small businesses, for startups, for tech companies? Like who's the customer?
Yeah. So right now we're testing a bunch of different profiles, and currently we are working with some medium to small size marketing agencies, as well as like individual consultants and small business owners. But like marketing
Nice.
agents is our biggest focus right now.
That's cool. I happen to be one, so that makes sense. We
That's
don't
awesome.
we don't do a lot of paid stuff. Like I work specifically with early stage tech companies, and the first goal is finalizing the marketing foundation for the business. So I work with companies to do CRO, conversion rate optimization. A lot of times engineers are building something. They're not thinking about the amount of words and the keyword density and how easy it is to understand for their ICP, the branding, the search marketing, like the foundational elements to making the company successful. And then we launch a lot of organic stuff to really prove out if it works. Because what I find is early stage companies that lean on paid, which is, I'm glad to hear that you're working with agencies and not, you know, seed stage startups, because they don't need to be rushing right into paid user acquisition, which is what they do often. You need to figure out what works organically and then go into paid. So that's cool that you're doing that. And I think marketing agencies will be very receptive. I've got some amazing growth hacks for you because obviously I know where marketing agencies spend all their time online. So I can think of some interesting things. But first, I mean, you raised $6 million. You got in front of A16Z and a lot of the top tier VCs for your first time, your first startup. I mean, after being an employee, there's a big learning curve there. I'm sure you had to do quite a lot of calls. Like, what is if you had to give one piece of advice to a founder that's listening to this that has not successfully raised money yet, what would that be?
Great question. Honestly, let me give you the honest opinion. I can talk about things like your vision, your whatever story, or your experience, etc. But I think the most direct, relevant, concrete thing is connections and being the circle, like for real. Because if you really think about it, the VCs are endorsing you with your own career growth. Like after you get the money, it's really a fairly big risk if I view from the VCs, right? Like as founders, I have a lot of autonomy to how to spend the money, and like I mean, technically, you can literally like grab the money and go, right? Of course, you'll be sued and whatever, but like that's a
Yeah.
real thing, right?
Yeah.
So from the VC's perspective, it'll be much easier for them to invest if they know you, like they see a track record of you, right? They heard of you from their friends, like you have known each other for at least a few months. They see your trajectory. They see that you're dedicated to the problem. They see your drive. These things are not the explicit thing that people talk about. Like, when VC talk about deals, they talk about, background of founder, graduate from some good schools, good working experience, or the company has good traction, good vision, all these things. But in the back of the mind, people think about it's sort of like emotional like thing that people think about in the back of the mind that oh, is this person trustworthy? Is this person like, you know, give you this like emotional
Safe.
feedback? I
Yeah,
think that's pretty important. Yeah.
that's
Yeah.
great. Yeah, I mean, that's why we live in San Francisco in the first place. You don't actually have to work to build a network. You go to a poker night, you go in a run club, and your network expands just because of the nature of the city. But that's good feedback. Nobody's ever really said that either. Like, I force myself to this day to go to 3 events minimum per week in San Francisco, and a lot of founders that are just focused on building and, like, sending out LinkedIn messages don't think about the face to face. And there are really good VCs out at stuff. You will meet someone who's a 1 degree connection to the dream VC. How did you, so network's really good. How did you get in front of A16Z? Like, was that from LinkedIn, from an email? Did they come inbound? How did that happen?
That's some friends referral.
There you go.
Yeah.
Network,
This
like you said. Yeah. Hey, this guy's working on some cool shit. You should have a chat with them. And that's their job, is doing due diligence and finding the cool stuff. So that's really cool. Okay. So what are the ways that you're getting these agencies so far? Like, what are the marketing channels? Are you using the product? Are you running ads yourself, or how are you getting these clients?
we found that there's actually a lot of trust enabled. So because we are fundamentally building digital employees for the agencies, right? So you think about when you onboard an employee, it's not like, just hire the first person you meet on the street, right? You actually need to interview them. You need to at least see their work product. You talk with them for a few times, and then you onboard them, right? And for AI products, it could be even higher barrier because you need to, you know, transition, like it switch a lot of the existing workflows to the new platform. So there's a fair amount of trust involved. So we are also exploring ways to scale that trust. Some ways we are currently using referral and network is definitely the most fundamental way. We also host events. For example, just a while ago, we hosted an event at the Frontier Tower in San Francisco, and met our one of the most and the supportive clients we're working with, GrowthExpertz. They are a B2B marketing agency based in the Bay Area, and
Wow.
yeah, yeah. So Eva is
I need to fight that guy. My company's called GrowthExpertz and it's 10 years old. So who
yeah,
copied
yeah,
who there? But
yeah.
I
They're
didn't
called
get
Growth.
invited to that event. I don't know how you didn't find me. I'm in your ICP.
Yeah, I mean now we're connected. I'm super glad. Yeah,
Absolutely.
yeah. So the founders of the agency, they really love our product, give awesome feedbacks to help us iterate,
Of
and
course.
yeah, so it's like I think it's a really mutually beneficial relationship that
Of
the
course.
client and us grow together. And we also host sponsoring and co-hosting event in LA next week.
Nice.
So it's ad age event, that featuring many of the smaller to medium ad agencies in the country.
Got
So
it.
I'm traveling there to talk to a bunch of clients. I think, especially in the early stages, it's very important to actually talk with your client, get the trust, hear the
Yes.
feedback, and
Yes.
actually iterate based on the feedbacks, right? Like, in
100%. Everybody
yeah,
thinks you immediately have to run into doing things that scale, but you wanna actually get the data that shows that you're ready to scale before you think about scaling, and that usually comes from doing things that doesn't scale, meaning events and talking face to face to customers can get you more qualitative data from one event than years of doing outreach and stuff. And so I'm gonna talk through things to do once you really lock into that PMF and you get that feedback, because obviously to really scale to tens of thousands of agencies using it, it's not going to come from doing events. And those are some of the most tedious things. But you not being a marketing expert in the beginning yourself, it is absolutely genius move building alongside early customers, because you're going to get to benefit from people that have been in the trenches, that have the pain points, as opposed to just I mean, the streets of San Francisco are littered with engineers who built things thinking they were subject matter experts. It's much smarter to build with subject matter experts. And that was actually going to be my next question is like, how are you building these things without having really deep knowledge of each platform? Like for me, I've spent 20 years running PPC ads on Google, 15 years on Facebook and Meta platforms. And I'm also doing Chat GPT ads, which is one of the, we're one of the first 1,000 agencies to get in there. It's not working very well yet, but we're really excited about it in the future because of the contextual level of targeting. I literally just started talking about it on the podcast
Nice.
and really excited about the future of that. I mean, not for the end user. It's kind of shitty to think that your private conversations are going to be, but that's how anytime anyone, I'm going off on a tangent, but anytime anyone has been an anti-company privacy crusade to me, I've always been like, if you use Gmail or Google Maps, you have no privacy. It's already targeting you based on everything that you could possibly imagine, but you aren't having as private of conversations. Like that's why Gmail is free, by the way. They're watching what you talk about in your email and targeting you based on stuff you talk about. People don't realize that because the ads aren't good. But anyway, so I think that's really good that you're building along customers. Are you discounting the product for those early customers in exchange for feedback, or they're just like willing to do it for nothing?
Yeah, we're definitely providing special benefits, including like, access to new features. And of course, like our engineering team move extremely fast. Today, you find some bug or you want a feature that previously was not there. Tomorrow it's shipped. So we're
Yes,
delivering
let's go.
speed, right? Like, it's literally, working with our client to make the product better, literally day by day, like oftentimes maybe half day and you got it,
It's a
right?
dream. That is
Yeah,
literally a
yeah,
dream scenario. And obviously the win for the agency is, I run a company, I have a small team, and I tell my team now that we're never going to hire anyone else ever, no matter how big we want to grow, because it's just agents underneath that. And, we're using like Second Brain and like, some data entry stuff and research agents, nothing as extreme, but super excited to learn more about the platform. Okay, now we get into some fun stuff for you because let's imagine you crush the LA event, you get more feedback. I mean, what does the project cost, by the way? Like, let's say not at testing phase anymore. I am a marketing agency. Obviously, you're going to give me a discount, not for me, but for somebody else that's not in your friend group. What is the product going to cost for them? Like, now and the second version when it's like doing PR and content and SEO and everything.
yeah. So I think a good way to frame it is all the marketing AI tools you're using, plus ChatGPT, plus Cloud Code, plus Codex, and at a huge discount, right? So a typical agency client will work with, if they are fairly advanced in the AI automation journey, they probably are started already buying, one of Cloud Code or Codex, which costs them $200 per month. And they're probably also buying like 3 to 5 other AI toolings, including one in creative generation, like, Creatify or, some video generation tools, which would cost something from $30 to $50 per month. Another tooling in data analytics to like, how do you get your competitors' data, right? Similar web, like Ahrefs, which cost another,
Twenty,
like
50,
100 or
yeah,
like 50 something dollars, and a bunch of other toolings. So all these toolings are integrated in our platform natively, and we provide a much tailored version to the marketing team of Cloud Code. And in
got it,
total, they cost around $100 to $200 per seat per month
got it,
for a full-time marketing specialist in the agency. On
got it.
average, we can reduce the execution hour by 50%. So you do the calculation, you spend a
Less
few
time,
thousand
less
dollars.
money.
Yeah, you spend few $100s to hire a person. You can spend around $200, double that person's efficiency. So, for example, for Growth Masters, previously each of their employees can manage 5 to 10 accounts, and we just after working with us, after going through the initial onboarding and the development phase to switch their workflow to our platform, they double this number. Period. And what this means for the profitability and the monetization efficiency for marketing agencies is huge, right? Like your cost is
Absolutely.
fixed. You double their efficiency, that the additional clients you can serve, it's just a profit margin. And then we help you
Absolutely.
make that a reality.
Nice. Yeah, I mean, I might not be the customer. I've never been focused on revenue. I just love early stage startups, and I have to stay small on purpose to care about them, the amount of work it takes. But that's really, really cool. And it's a really awesome way as a founder to explain the cost by explaining it. Like, if you weren't using us, you'd be spending more and a varied amount of different tools plugged in together. So that's really, really nicely done. Okay, let's get into some fun growth hacking stuff here. I think I've heard enough. I think it's really interesting. I'm excited to play around with the tool no matter what,
Yeah.
just to learn about it and give you some free feedback. But
That's her.
do you know what clutch is?
I'm not that familiar.
Yes. No, 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 no. Don't type it in. Don't. Guys, he went straight to screen. So Clutch is the Yelp of marketing agencies and advertising agencies. And so I just changed the game for you because Clutch has really failed since the last few updates in Google. But for 10 years or 8 years, they were very dominant. And every marketing agency used to have to spend money. It's where we get our reviews. So, I mean, we stopped this year. I don't even ask clients to review us anymore on there. But I'm still very proud of a 4.9 rating after 20 plus clients, and almost none of those clients ever failed. So they're all still clickable and are live businesses unless they were acquired. But so it's an unbelievable treasure trove of potential clients for you that is totally scrapable. So it
Nice.
has publicly available contact info on every profile page. So
Crazy.
yeah, I mean, his eyes are lighting up. If you're listening to this, it's like, yeah,
Uh-huh.
and then there's other things you can do with all that data. You can see where they're concentrated, so you can decide where you want to develop more events. You can see, you could just scrape the data. Where are the ones that have over 5 point or 4.0 rating? Because if they have below that, maybe you want to target them. Hey, your service delivery sucks. You should be using us. Or if they have over 4.0 rating, they're more active and they're more professional and more cutting edge. And so Clutch is the first place I would say that you should engage in. I mean, I'm a growth hacker in essence. Like, I don't want to have to use paid acquisition to grow a business. So when I think of your thing, I'm thinking, where can I scrape unique data and get access to tens of thousands of agencies? I mean, on my computer right now, I actually have scraped that before, and I have about 1,000 other agency emails because when we were doing business development, 2022 was a little bit low for us because I had some medical issues. And then, so we scraped all the other non-marketing agencies, and there's only a few. It's mostly marketing, but there's software development companies. What happens when you're building an MVP for a startup? They need some launch marketing. It's a good business development thing for us. So I know it's possible to scrape that. So first growth hack, you need to scrape Clutch. You'll have an unbelievably infinite list of potential customers, and you'll never have to do anything else besides that. So
Can't.
that's one. Yeah. The second thing is, obviously around PR. It sounds like you're still in like building phase, which is really good. But I think all of these agencies read, Ad Week and, Marketer Weekly, and whenever you really lock into what you feel the product is really ready for, you have to go do even more targeted than this. I mean, this is targeted if you're focusing on founders. I didn't know until you came on that the focus was marketing agencies, but pleasant surprise that I'm the ICP. So that's great. First time ever. First time ever. I mean, I had a company that was on that does real estate development stuff. I also do real estate development stuff on the side, but
Nice.
this is like really in my wheelhouse. So I'm really
That's
excited. But
perfect.
yeah, yeah, you're my favorite guest of all time, just
Yeah.
because of that. But no, so I think, you're a great interviewer. You speak unbelievably well about the company. Just like, being an engineer and being able to talk like a founder and a visionary they're two separate things, and they're not always native to the engineer. So I think you have that. And so when I work with a founder that like speaks not just eloquently, but like vision and excitement and, answers perfectly. I mean, I really try to push that founder to go do a lot of targeted PR because I'm sure you know what SEO and GEO are. That's another really big thing as you're not going to be the only company in this space. Eventually, there's going to be a lot of competitors that are trying to build agentic digital workforce. I know another company, I'm not going to name them because they didn't end up working with me, but another company reached out. They did not raise money, and they call each agent applets, which I really didn't like, but it's another AI company that has, and their focus is only small businesses. So it's like for lack of a better term, dumbing down the tech of marketing and making it really easy to execute social media content. Doing a lot of the shit that you said is easy to do with Claude if you're super technical, or not even super technical. If you're just like, you know how to use basic Claude Cowork and agentic stuff, then you can do that. But so I know this is going to be a competitive space. So eventually, maybe not yet, there will be a tremendous amount of search and conversational search for, hey, what are the best agentic platforms? Who are the best digital workers for a marketing agency? And if you're early to that market, you can start to own that all right now. Obviously, I'm sure you're already creating that blog content, but what people don't realize is it will go nowhere if you don't do the PR and get a lot of links to your business. So I and Irfana on my team, we discovered you through some PR that you did, but it was only around the fundraising. It wasn't PR linking to like from marketing related
Yeah, yeah.
news sources. So that needs to be the next thing that you do. And it's a 30-day effort. Do you have like, that's a great question I should ask. Do you have a marketer on your team?
Yes, we do. Yes, we actually dog food our own product. We
Obviously.
actually work with some direct advertisers. We run our internal marketing agency in order to fully understand the workflow, fully understand the pain point, and dog food
Wait,
our
wait,
product.
wait, wait, wait. You're running a marketing agency inside of the company also for clients?
Yeah, yeah. But that's only
Nice.
for dog fooding purpose,
Yeah.
right? We're
No,
not
that's
trying to
so
expand
cool.
it. The main focus is to build a product.
Wait, 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 wait. Is it a paying client?
Yeah, yeah. We have a few paying clients. Yeah.
That's so cool. That is
Yeah.
that is
You're gonna be our client
That's
in order to
beyond
understand.
dog fooding it, actually. That's not dog fooding it. That's something else. Dog fooding it would be, we run ads for the agency and we use our own platform to optimize the ads. That's dog fooding it. Creating a mini marketing agency that sells services inside of the company is like on another fucking level, dude. That's
Yeah, yeah.
that's
But
really
the
cool.
marketing agency is using our product to serve their clients, right?
No, I know, but you're saying Nexad owns in marketing agency internally inside of the company that does not wanna grow, it's just using the product as a, but it's still charging customers.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. It's charging
That's
customers.
you're
Uh,
saying it like it's a really normal thing. I'm telling you, bro, that is a generational run interesting thing. That's really cool.
Nice. Appreciate it.
Yeah, it's very interesting. I mean, like, so you went out and like, I just gotta keep digging into this, sorry. You went out and sold these customers as Nexad, the marketing agency?
Yeah, yeah. We did. We did.
They have no idea that your end goal is to be a billion-dollar tech company over the top of it. It's not, that's cool. And those, what are those clients for your faux marketing agency? What do those clients do?
Yeah, yeah. So because we are in the AI startup world, so many of them are also AI companies.
Got it.
So
So the
like PLG AI SaaS, like B2B toolings. We're working with like, 3, 5 different clients at the current point. So we hire internal, ad buyers and media buyers, account managers. On one hand, they work with the clients, they deliver the best possible service to the clients. And on the other hand, they are also sort of engineers and product builders to summarize the workflow, write the skills, help improve our agents. And yeah, that's
genius.
how we
It's
do it.
fucking
Yeah.
genius. That is on a whole nother level of dog fooding that no one has ever, that's like going to the farm and killing the animals and making the dog food from the farm, like, that's on another level. No, that's awesome, and I mean, what better way to understand what your customer needs? And, that's kinda what I was alluding to in the beginning, like, being a early 20s software engineer and then building something for marketing agencies without any experience, there's a large learning curve there, but then building a marketing agency inside of the company is gonna shorten that learning curve faster than any fucking user research ever could. So that's
Yeah.
very cool. Very cool.
Yeah.
And yeah,
But still, we found we will learn so many things by working with external people because yeah, it's not like, we have our own internal agency and we don't need to do any talking, like we know all about our clients. That's not true. Still, there's like a shit ton of things that we didn't realize about our clients that we had to learn the hard way.
yeah,
Yeah.
of course. So I got to keep asking, how much are you charging those clients? Like, how do you even know what, well, those AI companies, you're just like making up a rate, like 5K a month or what?
Yeah, a few thousand per month, depending on their spend, depending on their scale. I think that's like a typical range that our actual clients and marketing agencies are charging.
Yeah. That's so cool. That's so cool. That
I
just
know it's
threw that
pretty.
just threw me off. I mean, I have met founders that build, like, other companies inside of the company, but you made your own marketing agency incubator just to understand the client. It kind of blew my mind a little bit there, but I tell people all the time, it's the easiest business ever to start as a marketing agency, period, because
Yeah,
there and especially now because software development costs has gone down so much. So, I thought I was on my way out, dude. I started doing the real estate stuff 2 or 3 years ago because I was like, marketing's gonna be the first thing that gets disrupted by AI," but it turns out it was lawyers and copywriters only really, but, like, not just survived, Growth Experts is 10x what it was a few years ago because if you have layers of experience over what is publicly available online, like the shit I just told you about scraping that website that nobody, you've been in the trenches for a while and never heard of it.
yeah,
I have all this knowledge that AI doesn't have, and that all of a sudden I'm getting hit up by companies in countries that I wouldn't even think had the budgets to work with
100%.
me in the past because product development is so cheap. But that's
This is
awesome.
something we also realized after building a marketing agency internally, right? Initially, I thought, maybe we can, directly automate all the marketing work, but it turns out that it's direct opposite. That when we build a marketing agency in-house, it's the actual execution work is less than 50%. And more than 50% is how you communicate with your client, how to gain the trust of the client, how to understand the world, to provide unique insights that can make touching marketing strategies for your client. All these things are not scalable, right? If everyone is using LLM, like Cloud Code or like ChatGPT to automate their marketing, everyone's marketing would literally be the same because everyone has
Right.
access to the same tool. But
Exactly.
the thing is a zero sum game, right? If you're literally like anyone else, you lose a market. And the only point to win is to have some unique insight, unique understanding to your client, unique understanding to your client. AI is very uniform, right? Like all the
Exactly.
LLMs that people are using the same underlying model, same knowledge, same thinking pattern. But in marketing, in order to win, you need to have something different. You can only win if you have something different. Humans are different. Humans are unique. AI is the same. So we
Yeah.
realize that, we have to work with all the, great people around the world. Each of them have some unique insight to the market. Each of them has appeal to their client in a unique way. We want to empower them rather than, replace them with AI, which in marketing is like philosophically, fundamentally doesn't work, right? Marketing is about being different. AI is about, everyone using the same model and being the same thing. So I think, by running an internal agency, I'm more bullish the marketing agency business than ever.
Love it, man. Wow. Well, I couldn't have sold myself as a consultant any better. I might cut that clip and make it an ad for work. Why work with me? Listen to Jason Hu about why you should work with a marketing consultant. But no, you're right. Like, actually, a founder recently mentioned to me distribution is differentiation now. So, like, the unique ways that you market actually beat out competition, even if your product is very, very similar. And so you can differentiate through being more aggressive on the marketing, which, yeah, what a time to be alive, Like,
Yeah,
so
it's
I
crazy.
thought I was just being lazy, sticking with one thing for 20 years. I only care about early stage startups. I don't care about just doing SEO and making 7,500 a month per client, stacking that to 200K a month in revenue. Many, many people have done that. I have to do full stack because early stage startups need full stack from the get go, or they don't know what's going to work. So they can't pay 10 different fragmented agencies, and so that's why I've always had to only take, 3 to 5 clients on maximum, no matter how big the team is, because they have to work with me and I don't want to work 80 hours a week. I'm already close. So that's amazing. And I love everything about the way that you're running this company. I think that's so cool. And, again, engineers just usually put their head down and just build, and you're doing the hard shit, building an agency, talking to customers. That's like reducing your fail rate by like a factor of 10. And I love that.
Look,
Let me
appreciate it.
think of let me think of a couple other, growth hacking things. I mean, you already did the agency stuff. I mean, you know, you like the event stuff. I think attending conferences could be really big for you. There's not very many people building this yet. So I think you have raised enough money to go and spend money to really buy the market share as the first mover. And you really do need to go out there and be like, hey, this agentic platform exists for these agencies. Like digital workforce, by the way, relatively new. Agentic is kind of going down and digital workforce is coming up. It's changing a lot, but I watch Google Trends and I see the search traffic, and then I have qualitative data from talking with companies. And I mean, even I have a client that's in the agentic space in the hospitality industry, and the
Nice.
digital workforce commentary is working better because
And then
people are nervous about agents. Is this tech? Does this mean I have to be techie? I need to learn how to use it. When in fact, digital worker is press play and it's like just like a human, but never stops, So I think you want to own that very quickly, because I do think there's going to be a lot of people coming into the space. And so,
it's good to know. That's a
yeah,
very helpful advice. Yeah.
conferences don't need to cost money. Every startup's like, okay, we have to buy a fucking booth and spend this. No, you're a startup hustler. You probably only have a mattress on the floor in your Pack Heights apartment like everybody else. I saw on Twitter yesterday, I don't call it X, on Twitter yesterday, a $650 million founder, like his company's valued at 650 million. It's just a mattress and a blanket on the ground in his room because it's work and sleep. It's work and sleep. So he doesn't care. Nobody gets that but San Francisco. So it's not a diss at all. But what I meant is you're willing to be scrappy. What I tell startups at the seed stage is go to an event. If you can buy a ticket or not, you don't even need to buy a ticket. Standing in the lobby with a shirt that says, I can do XYZ for your startup. Like you said, save you 50% and get all your work done 50% faster, or want to double your client load without hiring. Imagine a fucking shirt that said that. They're going to come up to you. You're going to, for free, the cost of a plane ticket and a flight, you'll be able to talk to 10 or 15 agencies outside in front of that event. And more, what I tell people, okay, that's the cheapest possible way. One layer over that is you make an event, okay? You run ads for your event because obviously you can have your agents do all the ads, but the event is, I'm just going to buy the drinks at this satellite event outside the conference. And then you manually invite everyone who you can find who attended previous years. There's logos on the event website. You can also reach out usually to organizers. This is gray hat, but you can reach out and be like, hey, I'm thinking of being a sponsor. Who's attending? Just tell me the company names. I don't need to know. And they'll tell you a list of, yeah, they won't give you email addresses because they think you can't contact them, but you get company names. And then from company names with AI, you can get C-level people from, yes.
Nice.
It's,
Okay.
it's what is it called? Data enrichment. So it's just AI's favorite thing to do is data enrichment. So you just get a nice list of all the company names. I mean, especially right before the event, like they're like, oh, one last bit of sponsor revenue. They'll give you a lot of stuff there. And so you then have a salesperson, hey, reach out to the people at these companies. Like just a list of companies they're attending, reach out, tell them to come to this drinks event. And the drinks event might cost you $1,000, and so that is really good because you get to talk and do a demo. And then the third layer over that, if you're really crazy, is you just go ham on X or Twitter with the hashtag of the event. Like, hey, I'm in the lobby. I'm giving a year free away of our platform to the agency that can come and make some content with me or something. And you don't care about giving it away free or half price or whatever. And so better than exhibiting and better than speaking at the event is going crazy on X, throwing a satellite event and sitting in the lobby, and it costs like nothing. Now, that's usually like pre-seed or even pre-funding. You raise some money, so you don't really care about 50K at an event, but I look at that as a marketer. And now that you're becoming a marketer, I look at everything in relation to what can I get for it on paid user act. So 50K spent on ads, you're going to get way more than you do from a conference, in my opinion, for this target, right?
Yeah.
I mean,
yeah.
$2K, $2,000 a month on LinkedIn ads, and you can target just any C-level person at a marketing agency, and it will be quite small. Maybe it's 10,000 person, 20,000 person audience. A lot of people don't realize LinkedIn ads can work for branding. It doesn't really, I don't know. Do you guys do LinkedIn ads as well?
Not at the current moment, but we're integrating it.
Nice. Well, it sucks as a platform for the most part, but when you're a B2B company, it's just really good to run ads as ground cover to your target ICP to supplement outreach, because they're like, where the fuck did I see you? I've heard of your company. Like it doesn't really drive leads as much as I would want it to. But when you have a small target ICP, you can run a case study content. You can run carousel content where they scroll through and see your shit. And it just, you can see, you can't frequency cap in LinkedIn. So it's good to just let it go wild to your ICP and just keep, add content once a month. And then the brand awareness goes up quite a bit. And you'll see the conversion rate of the outreach work. You'll see the organic searching of next.ad go up tenfold from those things because people open up another tab in the browser and search it. So
Yep.
I think that's the limit of all the free growth hacks I'm going to give you today. But what are your feelings on those strategies?
Oh, I think there's makes a lot of sense. Like many of the conference advice, I think it's like 100%. It's already something we are thinking of doing. So in addition to sponsoring the event, we are also gonna do some dinner party and things like that. No, super awesome
Nice.
advice. Yeah.
Which event are you going to sponsor?
We're gonna sponsor Ad Age Small Medium Agency like annual award
Nice. Where's that going to be?
in LA in
Nice.
next week. So are gonna
Oh,
be
that's
in
the one that's next week. Nice.
yeah, exactly.
That's a big leap. I think that's a big leap. I like to walk before I run, but you do you, and I'm sure you'll get. I mean, at the end of the day, 2, 3 clients, like they're not going to go away in a year. So if this is like 500 a month and 2 years, you're looking at a $12,000 LTV. So you only really need to get like 1 customer, 2 customers to make that break even. And the amount of data that you're going to get is also priceless. So I think it's a good move.
Hmm.
And there's a lot of awareness that comes from being there. Like, it separates you from the people that are at idea stage or, just doing outreach. So you got to like put your money where your mouth is when you raise some money.
Yeah,
Uh, cool.
100%.
Cool, man.
Nice.
Well, Jason, it has been a pleasure. I'm super excited to see this exist. And I'm definitely going to slide into your DMs about how we can work together more as well,
Well,
because I've yet to have anybody more aligned with me professionally and what I want to see exist on the podcast. So thank you so much for being here, brother.
thank you, Andrew. It was a huge pleasure.
Thanks.
All right.
That has been another episode of the Funded Now What podcast with your host, Andrew Lee Miller, brought to you by GrowthExpertz. If you liked this episode, please subscribe. And if you really liked it, please share with other founders and entrepreneurs. Thanks. And we'll see you in the next episode.